Oh, good. We got some people here. Good. The new Worx saw that I got a couple weeks ago. You know Worx? You know, they advertise on the internet. Brushless, 6,100 RPMs. Tabless 4-amp battery. So we get a few more people. And then we're going to maybe use the drill a little bit and move on to my third day of my Milwaukee pipeline that I'm doing. Wait for a couple more people here. OSB, inch and a half. Okay, we got enough. And I'll probably cut it one more time to see if the saw can take it. Not bad for a saw that's only about $200, and that was pretty fast. So I know it's not going to be able to cut that. No way. But it could cut. Everything moved on me. I had everything clamped. I need to really get a track. I'm thinking it could cut this. Now I got to level it up. Okay, guys, give me a minute. Show everybody what I'm doing. Okay. For a cheap work saw, about half the price of a DeWalt or a Milwaukee, it's doing really good. And no one else on YouTube has it. I've searched. Okay. Okay. Now let's see how much we're going to have left here. Let's move it over a little bit. Actually, you know, let's let it stay right where it is. Okay. Okay. We're going to see if this can do it. This would be 1.5 inches, 2 1/4. Hey, this work saw passes my test. That's 2 1/4 inches. You see how fast I went on it, and this is OSB. This is a good saw. I'm the only YouTuber that knows it too. No one else is testing it right now. I don't see anybody on YouTube testing this. All the real big channels with 500,000 subs ain't doing it. No way. Okay. No way. Of course, I upgraded the blade, you know. That blade is a demo demon. It's Diablo. You got to upgrade the blade. The blade they send is crap. That went through like butter. I don't think it was bogging down even. Okay. Now I got more than enough OSB. Some slightly smaller pieces. And some slightly wider pieces. I got more than enough now. Because I'm expecting the Milwaukee stubby in next week. I just contacted Text Choice and they said they're pulling it right now. So they're going to start sending them off. That's awesome. Yep. Got 6 pieces here. Okay. That'll be more than enough testing for the stubby. So, well, let me get it ready. Too much crap. That's why you don't notice the car inside the garage anymore. The car is there. It's for sale. Time to unload it. I can't afford to drive those cars around. Insurance is $5,000 a year. Okay. Let me get set here. Okay. Let's see what I'm looking at here. Let's lower this down a little bit. Everybody's going for a spin. Okay. Okay. Let me turn that light off shortly. We're going to move on to the Milwaukee pipeline of mine. Okay, let me gather everything together. We won't be using this bit, too big for the M12s. Yeah, I recommend that Worx saw now. I'll be doing a lot more testing on it, but man, to cut all that OSB, that was 2¼ inches. It's a good saw and it didn't die. Okay. Kill the light. Let's get the tools. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Okay, the brand new Subcompact impact driver that came out, I think I tested this in April, the 3450. Look how small this is. It's probably going to be a little bit smaller than the new stubby that I'll be getting in, the impact driver. That's way smaller than the stubby. Still fully charged. Okay. And here's a 3rd generation M12 fuel hammer drill. And here's the Subcompact drill driver that they came out with the kit I bought, the Subcompact. But no, I don't have the 3rd generation M12 impact driver. I sold it. Some guy wanted to buy it, and I said, it's yours. I've already tested the crap out of it. In fact, not only did I test the crap out of it, I beat the crap out of it. So you got a hell of a deal with a battery and a charger. Okay. See what I'm looking for here. Okay. Let me get another battery. Gonna need at least 2 batteries for the testing. Let me get rid of the light. Okay. Like I say, that's a hell of a saw from Worx. I'm the only guy on YouTube doing it too. No one else is trying. So, I don't know why. And I got more of their tools coming too. In fact, this maybe I'll be buying all winter long. It'll be just Worx tools. For one thing, they're bargain prices compared to Milwaukee. The only thing is, I found out what you got to do. But you got to do with every manufacturer. No matter what tool you buy, the odds are, the charger they send you, this is the charger that Worx sends you. This little crapper here. All it is a 2 amp hour. Well, here's a 6 amp hour. Got it at Menards, $50. It'll charge it 3 times faster than this little thing. But that's Milwaukee too. They give you cheap chargers. So does DeWalt. That's unless you want to spend a lot of money. Then I'll give you a better charger. And that lot of money is usually another 100. And of course, I upgraded the blade on that to a Diablo Demo Demon. So I'll show you the blade that they originally came with. Here's the original blade it came with, the Worx. It came with a 7 1/4 trim max RPM 7900, which you're not going to exceed this, but it's not even close to Diablo Demo Demon. Look at this. I got these on my other expensive saws. So you got to spend another $20 for a better blade. This one, it's your backup. It's your backup. And you got to buy another charger for $50. So now you're at over $250, but that's still half the price of Milwaukee and DeWalt. Okay. Now, let's start doing stuff here. I'm going to take this off one day. I hate these belt hooks. I don't use them. Took them off on the Subcompact and on the Subcompact. I don't use the things. Okay. Now, oh, here we go. Well, we already got a bit in it. Good. Okay. Milwaukee 3404-20 subcompact drill. I think it puts out 350 inch-pounds. Speed 2. Top of the line battery. Okay, now it farted out. Try that again. Okay, let's go with speed 1. Not too bad. Put some gloves on. Real soon I'll be turning the light on here. The outside light. Okay. Let's move on to the 3rd generation. The only thing I hate about this chuck, you keep turning the speed setting on it when there's not much room to grab this to hold the truck, then you end up turning the speed setting. So you got to make sure you look at it before you use it then. It's one thing that aggravates me. Like I say, I sold the 3rd generation impact driver. No big deal. I got M12 fuel surge anyhow. That'll be next month when I unbox that. So I got that at a special at Home Depot. I bought a whole bunch of tools that aren't going to open it up for a while, because I can't afford to buy anymore. So I buy them all now and open them up all over the winter. Okay, 3rd generation. 3404-20. Speed 2. Now, let's go to subcompact impact driver. Doesn't have a quick collet, but listen. For as small as this is, who really cares? It's tiny. Doesn't have a speed control either. It's all one speed. Let's not have the glove on. Okay. Imagine a new subcompact stubby coming out when I get it. It's going to be about 3 times more powerful than this and not much bigger. It's going to pack a wallop. It's going to be like Sugar Ray Leonard of subcompact impact wrenches. If anybody know who Sugar Ray Leonard was. I see this falling off. Let's take out a different one. What do you know? I got a couple in there still. Let's take one out. Now, let's get rid of this. I don't think anything's going to move here. Let's put it in here. Anybody see that? Let's move that over. This board's going to move. Dropped one bar. I can't wait to get that stubby. Okay. Now let's go with something a little bit bigger. Let me start the light. Now you guys don't get to see the car anymore. It's on the other side. Aha. So no one can bug me about it. I had 1,000 people ask me about that car the past 3 years. Never mind, and none of them don't have any money. Why can't Jeff Bezos watch me and say, I'll give you $1 million for it. I want it. You can afford it. Spend $800 million to marry that woman. You know how much my marriage cost? You don't want to know. My father-in-law probably spent $5,000, and that was about it. Thank God. Hell, I spent more on my honeymoon. Okay. Now, let's see what this does. I don't think it'll do this, but we could try. We'll put it in the previous hole. I doubt it. But let's try it. Thank God that was previously drilled, because this is too big for this. It's almost as tall as it. Never mind. You run several of those, you're burning this motor out, or at least heat it up. But it did it. I don't want to even try it on the drill, but I could. Okay, what's next? Okay. Now I don't have a car behind me to grab stuff. try to drill first. And we'll pick all that up. I only lost 2 of them. First time that car has been out of the garage in over 20 months. And it started right up too, because a secret you want to know if you want to store a car and not start it or run it and you want to start up and take it out, trickle charger. I've had that battery on the trickle charger for 4 years now. So battery stays up all the time. And don't bother starting the car up unless you plan on warming it up for half an hour. And I warmed it up for half an hour. I'll take it out this weekend up to about 100 miles an hour down the expressway and put it away. Or let it sit in the driveway, one or the other. I got a guy interested in the car because they don't make those cars anymore. They quit making them 5 years ago. And I know what it's worth, quite a bit of money. Enough that I can pay some bills, all these damn tools I've been buying here. When you drop 25 grand on tools, you're running a little low on cash. Whereas my wife said, quit buying tools. Okay. Thank God I sold a bunch of tools to buy some tools. You might as well say when you buy a tool, if you plan on selling that you might get 60% of what it's worth. So then you sell 2 tools, you can go out and buy 1 new one. So I've sold over 20 tools already, probably 25. I bought about 13 new ones. So I'm making up for it. Okay. Now, let's run the subcompact. And let's go in speed 2. Let's do it here. Yeah, it'll go down. Let me see. No, let's keep it here. It'll run out by ½ an inch. Speed 1, speed 2, the lights were flashing. Let's let it stay in now. That board's moving. Okay. Let's see if I can even do that. I almost could, but let's do it here. I swear it ain't fitting it right. These Menards bits are something else. Okay. Too small. Aha, better bit, more expensive. Let's put that in somewhere where I might need it. Actually, it's only going to go down to there. Let's put it in here. I can still remove it. That's a big difference, Wayne. Watch. Oh, changing on that chuck again. Watch this. Not quite. That's a hot one too now. The old hat. Yeah, I got a bunch of new tools, a whole bunch. More coming too, the next 2 months. But I'm only going to open up one a month. That way I have something to open up in the winter. I will open that stubby when the stubby comes in. That'll be for sure. I already saw that Workshop Addict already showed off the 1/4 inch version of the stubby. He's impressed with it, but he says it's got too much power for small fasteners because it snaps them. I don't care. I'm not running that small of fasteners. First test I'm going to do when I get the stubby in, we're going to get my world famous tongue, clamp it to this bad boy here, and see how much breakaway torque that thing really can do, and how much tightening torque it can really do. And that'll be on a live. That'll work. So that's the first thing I'm doing when I get it in. We're going to torque test it way before Torque Test Channel, even though when they get it, they'll get 10 million views. When I get it, I'll get 1,000. So, big deal. But I already torque tested a couple things they haven't, so they've been doing everything else but impacts lately. I don't do all the rest of the stuff. I don't test wrenches. Okay. Well, we know it ain't going to move now. Okay. Let's try this one. Of course, that's in speed 1. All right, when I get that stubby in next week, tongue, I'm going to try to find the smallest bolt I can. Wow, can't be too small. And, start at 50 foot-pounds and work our way to see if it can actually loosen 225, like they say. We'll be here for half an hour just doing that. And then we put it against the Cobalt Subcompact and the Rigid Subcompact and see who's better. And then we'll go and do some demoing on my van and see what we can take off. Wow. Guy's walking a dog and my dogs don't notice. The wind must be in the right direction. Probably shouldn't have said anything, but they're both sleeping. Seems they're running the Peters out at the end. Okay. Now, let's go back to the 3rd generation hammer drill. This I'm not selling. I don't mind getting rid of the impact driver. No big deal. Anyhow, I got the new, the best hydraulic. I'll show everybody what I got. Give me a minute. The surge from the M12 line I got. It's a fuel. If you know how to do this at the Home Depot during Labor Day weekend, you only paid $120 for this. That's all I paid for this kit. That's it. Not $200, not $250, $120. This will be open in October, not now. And of course, I have the new 2nd generation Surge M18 fuel coming in November, so that'll make that look like a pipsqueak. Okay, well, let's put some gloves on and see what we can do. What do you now? You guys are barking too little, too late. You must have smelled the dog. Well, it's already down the street. Where'd I put that one at? Well, let's try to remove this one with the 3rd generation. Okay, let's try to put it in further. Not bad. And that's in speed too. Something to drink. So the M12 fuel surge, October. The only thing I'm opening up on time, as soon as I get the new stubby in, hopefully it'll be next week. Text Choice says it should be coming. That'll be the same day I get it. It'll be the same day I'll be going live with it. Because already Workshop Addict already did the 1/4 inch. I want to be the first one to do the 3/8. Difference is I'm going to do a live stream. He did. There's certain channels that never do live streams. He's one of them. He's a great guy. He's up there in Michigan or Wisconsin, but he never does a live stream. So he has to stage everything. There's no staging here at all. None. People see. So, okay. Let's get away from these. They're kind of useless. Anyhow, I'm stripping them out. Okay. Let's see what's next. Next. A lot of guys on YouTube, they're not willing to do a live stream. I am. I got nothing to hide. And I know who those guys are. There's a bunch of them. There's a few that will. But I like Workshop Addict because it really gets down in the details. You know, he does the electrical tester for batteries and voltage draws and voltage drops. And Shop Tool Reviews, Tim Johnson does a great job too with all of his testing. I want to get a rig like him so I can run my impacts in with big bolts and see what everything tightens to. But it'd have to be so tall, so wide, and I'd have to have the welding shop make it. It'll probably be $500. So I don't know about that. That could be in the future. In the meantime, we will test a new stubby when it comes in. You know, I take my world famous, as soon as I find it. I'll take my world famous mother humping tongue with the big nut on it and the washers, and we'll test torque on it. We'll sit here for an hour and play with it, maybe half an hour. We'll figure out what it puts out. We'll figure out if Milwaukee's at Bosch compact impact wrench, and that was at 300. Yeah, I remember I did that back in June. I got that in. I forgot the model number on it, but that compact Bosch impact wrench only did 300 and didn't do what they said. Not even close. So we'll find out the bullshitters. Milwaukee will probably be close. Okay, let's move on to some other stuff here. I don't think it'll drive that. That's kind of big. Kind of big. And I know it ain't going to drive this. Or is it? It might. I'll never be able to get it out. But frankly, I don't give a damn. Let's try to put it. Of course it did. That's a hole. Let's try to put it in something a little bit tighter. Okay. But we make sure we put it in where it grabs some meat. So I only got a couple inches here. Maybe here. Not bad. Let's try a little bit tighter. Even though I thought this was stripped, apparently it's not. Let's use it until it don't come out. I even have the second generation right angle die grinder from Milwaukee. I got that a month ago. I'm sitting on that too. That might be late October. I got it in the box. I see that Caleb sits on tools too when he buys them. So am I now. Because if I open all my tools up in a week, what would I have else to open up? You know, I'm like a 59-year-old kid. I want some more stuff to open up later. I get bored to death. You know, you ever been married for 30 years? Well, that's how bored I get. Try to buy about 10 tools here, which I'll have coming in and open them up maybe one every couple of weeks. Let's put it in here. Now let's try to take it out with the drill. We'll go with third generation. The drill always fucks it up. Maybe I need to change the bit. The only thing I don't like about the Subcompact, not a quick collet. Believe me, I'm sitting on 5 or 6 tools. I'm not unboxing them yet. I'm waiting since I won't be buying too much more. So it all has to wait. I'm sitting on. I'm also sitting on the newest generation 7 1/4 circ saw from DeWalt with the 8-amp power pack that I got on a really sweet deal. Saved over 125 bucks. Sitting on that too. That October might be Sawtober. Maybe I'll bust all the saws out. Okay. Got to sit on a few tools to open up. You know, it's like Christmas. I've opened up like 50 tools this year. Sometimes too many in 1 week. 3rd generation. Let's try to install it in speed 2. That is acting up now. That may not want to come out now. Nope, it's in there. Oh, well, that's done. I ain't been running that one anymore. That went all the way down through the wood on the bottom here. So like I say, I'm sitting on 5 or 6 tools, but I will open up the stubby, and I will run the new Surge Gen 2. Those are the 2 most important tools of the year that Milwaukee's coming out with. And maybe the next one, I don't know if I want to actually buy it. I'm sort of teetering and tottering, thinking about it. It's January. Their 4th generation ratchets are coming out. You know, they're going to have major power. I would buy probably the 1/2 inch. It has 80 foot-pounds. That's pretty good for a ratchet. Then I might sell my rigid, or I might just keep it because the rigid is 3/8. The rigid's got some power too, but the Milwaukee's going to smoke it. But that's going to be 250 bucks. Ugh, that's a lot of money. Oh, well. That could be January. And oh, yeah, I might be getting a new 2835 circ saw with 1 key that, in case you bind it up, it conks out. They say because of what they did with the safety feature, having it cut out, it's going to have more power than their other circ saws. It's supposed to put out 3,000 plus watts. That's up there with 60 volt circ saws now. That might be worth buying. That's going to be $350 bare tool. That's a lot of money for a saw. Hopefully I can get it for $3. But then I'll sell my 2834 then, because you know what the 2834 is. If I get that new 2835, I'll sell this one. This is the last generation that came out less than a year ago. I'll sell this for $200 to somebody. No battery or charger either, but you can have it, even with the blade on it. Because of that new 1 key, supposed to have so much watts compared to this one. I'll sell this one then. I'll upgrade that to 1 key. Heck, I already got a 1 key grinder. So let's move on here. Let's figure out what we're going to do next. You're not going to run those. They're kind of big. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. We still could try that. Now we got to come up with sockets. Like I said, I will sell that 7 1/4 circ saw. It's the newest model. If that 1 key puts out the kind of power they claim it puts out, it'll even beat the rear handle one that I just bought. That'll be one hell of a powerful circular saw. That'll be taking out the DeWalt flexible rear handle circ saw then. It'll take it right down. It's always a race between Milwaukee. I understand DeWalt's not going to be making any more 60 volt tools anymore. They're done. I don't know why. I'm not going to sell my grinder. Okay. We're not even going to use that one. Okay. Let's see how long we've been online here. About an hour, a couple more demos, and I'm done. But yeah, I will sell that circular saw. I'll put it on Facebook and Marketplace, but I'm not budging on the price. Those things are $300 plus. And you know, I don't make houses with it. I bust it out once a month and cut a couple things out and put it away. Some guys use those saws in more than one day than I've used it in a year. So I want what I want out of it. These people are a bunch of cheap asses. They want sweet deals, and it's Milwaukee. I've sold every single Milwaukee tool. I've had 50 people for one Milwaukee tool. I had 50 people for the M12 third generation impact driver. I couldn't believe the people wanting to buy it. Of course, I sold it for $70 with 2 batteries and a charger. Gone. So, okay. Let's try the Subcompact. Now, we might want to put safety glasses on for this. Milwaukee tools bring the most money. So do DeWalt's. Okay. Not bad with the window, the new Ryobi sockets. You can see exactly what you're doing. Not bad. Now, let's try the bigger one and the whole buy it. There might be something in there. No, there isn't. Let's keep going for it. Not bad. What is this? The one I sold, the third generation, 1,500 inch-pounds. I think this little Subcompact is 1,100, and I managed to put that in. Boy, is it starting to get warm. Hey, you put it in. Okay. Now, let's go with the drill, third generation. And when I do this pipeline event of my own, we'll be doing with some different saws. Haven't even got to the M12 Fuel latest generation circ saw. Okay, speed 2. Socket's not too hot. This is the latest one from Ryobi. This is actually a cold one. Let's put her down all the way. Speed 1. See if they'll do it on speed 2, taking it out. I doubt it. They say you're not supposed to use these new Ryobi sockets for drills, but I'm doing it. I'm just not going to run it on my high torque drills. These things will snap. I farted out. Let's go with speed 1. That's far enough. Okay. Now, should we try it with the Subcompact? I think we will. just for the hell of it. Just for the hell of it. But we're going to put it in speed 1. As we all know, 350 inch-pounds. This is 400 inch-pounds, and it barely did it. I don't think I'm going to try the big one at all, but maybe we will. Only lost 1 bar on the high-performance battery. Be in speed 1. Yep. Well, she went down almost all the way. That's not bad for a 350 inch-pound subcompact. In speed 1, let's remove it. You can tell she's a little underpowered, even though this is the strongest battery you can get for the M12 series tools. This is their XC 5.0. And this drill was put right past its limits on this lag. Way past it. Okay. Let's not even bother to do that anymore. I don't want to break it. I've already put these tools through the ringer. We know it can do it. Okay, let's try the drill on that. The 3rd generation. That's 400 inch-pounds, and it's a fuel. And speed 1, too. This will be a previous hole. But no, let's put it on this one. Speed 1. That's as far as she's going. That's it. She's a little proud by 1 inch. Not bad. This little M12 fuel 3rd generation hammer drill. I tell you, it packs a punch for its size. Okay, now let's just try one more idea. Let's give this drill a break. Let me go get the other drill. Let me get the latest Worx that I got. This is 515 inch-pounds. It's got a fast chuck. Okay. Glasses are fogging up. It's cool in Illinois. It's about 60 degrees, if that. Feels nice. Not roasting my ass off anymore. Okay. Where's that big lag? Okay, I'm definitely going to need some gloves. And this testing is done. Because I'll be doing a lot of Worx tools. I got their latest hammer drill coming in with almost 1,000 inch-pounds. It's going to probably end up taking out the DeWalt 801 that pisses me off with that anti-kickback crap. This thing still packs a little bit of punch, especially with their tablet cell battery. This battery alone is 140. If you buy this in the kit, it's way cheaper. Don't buy the battery by itself. Okay. Let's confirm what speed I'm in. Speed 2. Now that was too easy. That's as far down as I want to go. Let's put it elsewhere. Put it somewhere close by me. Let's make sure I didn't turn it. Nope. Oh, won't do it then. Okay, speed 1. That's down far enough. Look at it. It's only about a quarter inch up. This drill does pack a punch, 515 inch-pounds. And with this tablet cell battery of theirs, you know, Worx must be a pretty big company. They've already got Harbor Freight beat. That's embarrassing. Harbor Freight has got to be bigger than Worx. And they don't have a tablet cell battery yet. Worx tools have been around since 2004. Harbor Freight, I don't have their hat on, has been around since 1977. Come on, Harbor Freight. Worx has a tablet cell battery. Come out with one for your Hercules line, please. We're clamoring for it. At least I am. Not bad. This battery makes this Worx drill pack a punch. Tablet cells, $140. It's basically the same price as the Ryobi Edge and the rigid tablet cell battery. And this is a Worx. And just can imagine what they'll do with that drill. It puts out almost twice this power. It'll be knocking on the doors of the 801 and maybe even the 805. So I'll soon find out when I get it in next week. That I will test because no one else is doing Worx on YouTube right now. I mean, nobody's doing it. Okay. I'm beat up here. I've had a long day. Had to drive around. So, yep, Eric the Bearded Tool Guy has an hour and 14 minutes in. Is signing off. I'll be back online again probably Saturday evening. Okay.